What's up everyone, Dimitri here. So I just got done breaking down Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's shooting form, and while making that video, I noticed a few differences in Shai's shooting form throughout the years. Shai has been tweaking his jumper ever since his rookie year, and it actually got worse for a little before it turned into what it is today. So in this video, I'm going to show you the progression of adjustments that SGA has made to his shooting form throughout his career, so you can see exactly how his shooting form has developed into what it is today. Alright, let's dive in. So the main part of his shooting form that Shai has tweaked throughout his career is his set point. That point in your shot where you're done raising the ball into the air and you're about to start actually shooting the ball towards the basket. Your set point is an important checkpoint in your shooting form. Now, the thing that SGA adjusted with his set point is the location of it. He played around with the location of the ball at his set point, or where he'd lift the ball to before starting to shoot it to the basket. Some players have a high set point, think Kobe, LeBron, KD. Some have a low set point, think Steph, Dame, Trey. Shai messed around with both. Alright, I'm going to start with Shai's form during his rookie year, and then I'll show you how he's adjusted his set point location each year after that, until ultimately, entering the 2024-2025 season, he found what really worked for him. But first, real quick, for context, what I'm about to show you is on three-point shots. On mid-range shots, SGA has always had a high set point, meaning he's always brought the ball above his head when shooting pull-ups and turnarounds and fadeaways in the mid-range. And pretty much every elite mid-range player does this. It helps them get their shot off. Okay, SGA's form his rookie year, 2018-2019 with the Clippers. In his rookie year, Shai had a high set point. He raised the ball to above his head, paused for a split second, and then shot it towards the basket. The bottom of the ball is up at the top of his head. This is the highest his set point ever was in his career on three-point shots. So with the ball elevated, it put his shooting elbow a little bit above parallel with the ground. From his set point here, he'd begin to shoot the ball. And the point where he released the ball was right about here. This is a nice release point. That looks good. His shooting elbow finishes nice and high, giving him great arc on this shot. So that was Shai's set point and his release, his rookie year in the NBA. As far as his percentages, he shot 47.6% from the field his rookie year, and he shot 36.7% from three. Alright, after his rookie year, SGA made the first adjustment to his set point. For the 2019-2020 season, Shai lowered his set point. This is where he shot from now. In his rookie year, Shai brought the ball up to the top of his head before starting to shoot towards the basket. In 2019-2020, he brought the ball to about forehead height before shooting it. Here they are side by side. You can see in 2020, his set point is lower. In his year on the left there, the bottom of the ball is in line with the top of his head. In his second season, on the right, the bottom of the ball is more in line with his nose or mouth. The other indicator that his set point is lower is his upper arm and elbow. On the left, his elbow is a little above parallel with the ground. On the right, it's below parallel with the ground. Okay, then from here, Shai is going to start shooting the ball to the basket. His follow-through actually looks a little nicer on the right. It's up more. On the left, his shooting elbow is in line with his forehead. On the right, it's in line with the top of his head. They're both good. You want to ideally be above your eyes, which they both are. But yeah, his elbow is up a little higher on the right, which means he's going to get a little more arc on that shot. Let me rewind this and play it through so you can watch the difference. Watch the one from his rookie year first, the one on the left. Watch how he shoots a little more forward. And now, from his second season on the right, watch how he shoots it up more. So, going into his second season, Shai lowered his set point from the top of his head down to his forehead, but he raised his release point up a little. So how did this adjustment affect his percentages? Well, in his rookie year, Shai shot 47.6% from the field and 36.7% from three. In his second year, after lowering his set point, he shot 47.1% from the field and 34.7% from three, a slight decrease in both. Okay, his third year. In the 2020-2021 season, SGA kept his set point low, and his release is still high. Actually, that looks a little lower than last year. Let me put them side by side. Yeah, it looks like his shooting elbow is pointing more towards the ground in 2020-2021 than the year before. The release looks the same though. Now, there's one other thing SGA adjusted with his set point in the 21 season that I haven't touched on yet. Let me go back to his rookie year. The other part of his set point here in his rookie year is it's over to his left. See how it's over to the left side of his head? And I'll play this through. You can see how he's kind of shooting this from the left side of his body. In his second season, he did the same thing. Going into 2020-21 though, he moved his set point over to the right so that the ball is now in the middle of his body at his set point, and he shoots more from the middle of his body. From this point on, he doesn't change this. Last season, the 2024-25 season, he still has the ball in the middle of his body at his set point. Here's last season and his rookie year side by side. I'll play the rookie year one all the way through first, then last year's. Watch the difference. Since it doesn't change after the 2021 season, I'm not going to mention it anymore moving forward, but yeah, another part of his set point that SGA adjusted. Okay, and then percentage-wise, in 2020-2021, he jumped up to 50.8% from the field and 41.8% from three. It could have been moving his set point to the middle of his body that made the big difference for him this season. His percentages increased significantly. But then things got a little worse. In his fourth year, the 2021-22 season, Shai made the biggest change to his form thus far, and he also saw the biggest drop-off in his shooting percentages. Okay, so as a reminder, here's what Shai's set point looked like his first 3 years. And here's his fourth year, 2021-22. He lowered his set point even more. Now the ball is in line with his face. The top of the ball is not clearing the top of his head at all, like in the previous 3 seasons. So across the board, over his first 4 seasons, Shai kept lowering his set point slightly until it reached this point here. Look at his rookie year compared to 21-22. Big difference. And look at his shooting elbow across these 4 seasons. Each year, it's pointing even further down than the previous year. The other change Shai made is now he's bringing the ball a little further out from his face too. In 2021-2022, his set point is lower and further out. It's not by a ton, but it does make a difference. From here, he's going to start shooting the ball. I'll just play the 2021-2022 one. Watch his release. It's more of a push. Watch it again. Now, his follow-through doesn't look too bad paused. His elbow still has good height to it, but it's how he's getting to this point. Again, it's more of a pushing forward motion on his release, as opposed to the up and forward motion from the previous 3 seasons. So Shai's release point in 2021-2022 is further out and lower than the previous years. I'm going to go back to the point in his release when Shai's forearm and wrist are straight up and down. And I'll do the same with the previous 3 years. This is right before Shai really starts to snap his wrist. Look how much lower the ball is in the 2021-2022 season. There's not as much room between the top of Shai's head and the line. So in the 2022 season, Shai lowered his release. The ball is also a little further away from his body than in the previous seasons. Look at the 22 season versus rookie year. The other indicator that the ball is lower and further out in the 2022 season is his elbow. It's parallel with the ground at this point. In the other 3 seasons, it's elevated, and that's because he's shooting up more than forward. With his elbow lower at this point in his shot, that means the ball is lower and further out. Watch some of these clips again all the way through, and you can see how this is more of a push shot than in years past. Is this a bad way to shoot? I mean, not necessarily. I don't really recommend it, but I don't think it's impossible to shoot well with this form. It's definitely easier to block, but I just know shooting like this did not work as well for SGA. Here's what happened to his numbers. He dropped down to 45.3% shooting from the field and 30% from 3, both career lows. Okay, so that was the 2021-2022 season. Then things started to change for the better. The following year, the 2022-2023 season, Shai's set point is still low, but he brought the ball back closer to his face. And he stopped pushing the ball. Here it is compared with the previous year. So yeah, pretty similar, but in 2021-22, he shot more forwards. Watch that one. And in 22-23, he got back to shooting more upwards and getting his release point up higher. I'll go back to the point where his forearm and wrist are facing straight up. Watch the one on the left. And the right. See how in the one on the right, the ball is higher and it's closer to his body too. Look at the elbows. On the left, it's parallel with the ground. On the right, it's elevated. So yeah, in 2022-2023, Shai got back to shooting it more upwards and not pushing it like he did in 21-22. It looks like he went right back to his form from 2020-2021. From this point, from the 2022-2023 season, he raised his set point up a little bit further each year. Here's the 23-24 season. Look at his elbow. It's not pointing as far down. the ball is up just a little bit higher. And then the most recent year, as of this video, the 24-25 season, his set point is up even further. Now his elbow is about parallel with the ground, and the ball is closer to his face. It looks like he's releasing from about the same spot too. And then here's the follow-throughs. All pretty similar. Let me play a couple from the 2024-25 season without pausing it, so you can see what it looks like full speed. Alright, I'm going to bring in the 2021-2022 season again, the one where his form was the most drastically different. Here's the set points. Big difference. 2024-25 is much higher. Here's where his forearm and wrist are facing up, right before he starts snapping his wrist. 2024-25 is higher and closer to his body, because he's shooting more upwards than the other one, where he's shooting more forwards. And here's his follow-through. Pretty similar, but he's finishing a little higher on the right there. So from the 2021-2022 season, where he had career lows in his shooting percentages, it was pretty much all up from there. His shooting percentage went from 45.3 to 51% when he brought his set point back in closer and stopped pushing the ball. Then it went to 53.5% before dropping a bit to 51.9% this last year. His threes went from 30% to 34.5% to 35.3%, and then up to 37.5% last year. With these numbers in an MVP and championship winning season, I highly doubt SGA is going to make any more adjustments to his form moving forward. I think he found what works. Here's his rookie year again, his career low year, and last year. Sometimes things get a little worse before they get better. Alright, so that is the evolution of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's shooting form. To recap, from his rookie season, he lowered his set point, moved it out away from his body, brought it back in, and raised it back up. He also shifted his set point over from the left side of his head to the middle of his head. And that is how SGA arrived at the shooting form he has today. What could seem like minor adjustments all had major impacts on his shot and his shooting percentages. Alright, that's all I got for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't already, definitely check out my breakdown video on Shai's entire shooting form, and I'll link to that in the description. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.